Okay, I just showed this a minute ago, but I didn't have the recording going, so let's record it. This is a bonus kind of demonstration here because it's not part of the assignment, but I've activated my first floor plan view, and I want to add color coding. So the first thing I do is I check VG, and under Rooms, I see that the color fill is checked. So now all I have to do to color code this is I grab the legend button, click it, and I place a color scheme legend out in my plan view. And I say I'm coding by rooms, not by spaces. If I was an HVAC engineer, I might color code by spaces. And I might say all the spaces over square footage or volume would be one color, or all the spaces that are considered plenum spaces are one color. Anyway, I want to do my scheme a little differently, so I'm going to just drop it in and then I'm going to change it. So I select it, I go to Edit Scheme, and I say I want to duplicate the department scheme because I don't have departments. If I was to select that room and look at its properties, see how it says department? Well, this isn't an office building, so I don't really have departments for my residential projects, so that's just not what I want to use. So I'm going to select the legend, edit the scheme, and I'm going to duplicate that scheme, and I'm going to call this room name. So I'm color coding by room name. That way all the closets, all the halls, any repeated room name will be the same color. Okay, so I'm going to say, let's add that. No, that's not what I meant to do. Let's highlight it and say OK. What am I doing wrong here? Color. Okay, I want to code by the room name. It's just called name. And then this little warning means I'm throwing away any colors you already had. Well, I didn't have any, so you're not hurting me at all. So now once I get this legend to show up in there, Revit goes ahead and assigns randomly. I mean, it's not really random. The program must have some kind of a default that appears when you turn this on. And I don't know of any way to change that. It may be hardwired into the software. But if I select it and edit the scheme, what I was doing earlier is I was saying, okay, this utility room, let's deactivate that view and activate this one. And let's add a color legend to that one. On a number, color by number, or no, by name again, room name. And then I don't really want to see this legend twice, but if I delete it, oh, that worked. I was able to delete the legend. I didn't know that. So then I'm going to activate this view, and I'm going to make that legend smaller. So to reduce the size of the legend, instead of editing the scheme, I go into the properties of the color fill legend, and I say, okay, I'm going to edit that, and instead of calling it 1, I'm going to call it compact legend 4. And so I'm going to go into these properties and say, okay, I want my swatches to be 1/4 of an inch wide. I want them to be 1/8 of an inch high. I want the text to be 3/32 Arial. I want the titles to be 1/8 inch Arial, bold. Now there's really only one title, and if you edit the type and you turn on the title, it says Department Legend. Oh, here's the title right here. So I could say Legend Room Names. Color Legend Room Names, I'm going to say. So then I probably want to shrink down my title text a little bit from 1/8. I'll just make it 3/32 bold. Now I thought there was a way to draw a box around it. Color, background, values displayed, swatch height. I'm not seeing anything about an outline box, so I guess I was making that up. And so now I can take that and I can move it down into my plan, kind of position it in the middle, and deactivate. So then if I want to change, it made that utility room really dark, so I can activate again, select my legend, edit the scheme, and let's just click on that RGB value and let's lighten that up. And I'm going to warm up that brown, or the gray, I mean, to a warm gray. And I'm going to lighten up this powder room color because that's just kind of overpowdering as well. And then the living room color is kind of dark. Here's living room. Lighten that up. So you can see how this works. And again, I just mentioned this before I turned the recording on, but try doing that in AutoCAD, and the amount of time I just did that, it's just, there's no competition, I don't think, in doing this kind of thing, what Revit can do. And I don't really, well, no, I've already named those. So that's pretty much everything I've got for today. I'm going to hang around and help people with questions, so let's go ahead and burn this last recording.